Hey, what's up ladies and gentlemen, it's Beaky with the Untitled Game Show, back once again with another Let's Talk. And let's talk about the Nintendo NX Essentials. These are the things that I think the Nintendo NX needs to have upon release for hardware, software, and the business model from Nintendo themselves to be a successful console for me. Now, why am I thinking about this? Well, Nintendo CEO Kashima recently had an interview and he said that the Nintendo NX is going to be something unique and different when it compares to the Wii and the Wii U. And is something unique and different really what the video game industry needs from Nintendo, or something that has some of the formula of what's been seen in other consoles but just in its own unique twist? So this is just my take on what I would like to see from Nintendo NX either in 2016 or 2017. Let's get into it. We'll start off with hardware. Let you guys know, I want you guys comments in the comment section below related to my ideas, and if you guys agree with some of my things, then add your own. We're going to be saving this list, and when the NX comes out or when more information comes out, I'll be bringing this list back up to have all of our ideas in one spot to see how right we were or how wrong we were. Let's start off with hardware. This is really simple at internet ports. Yes guys, the Wii U did not have a port to just plug in a wire for the internet, and it really did bug me and piss me off. I know this is something very simple for hardware, but yes, having an internet port does really matter, especially on a video game console this day and age with games getting so big. And I'm sure the Nintendo NX games, if they're going to be AAA big blockbuster games, they need to have stuff like an internet port so you could download these 35 gigs, even maybe up to 60 gigs games, in my personal opinion right there. Next up is another simple one, is digital audio out, optical. Not many people use digital audio out, but if you do have a surround sound system or something that use digital audio out in your setup, which I personally do, I think having digital audio out is definitely essential if you want to have great sound. Now, this is not going to be for everybody, but for me, the PlayStation 4, the PlayStation 3, and even the Xbox One all had digital audio out, and I would like to see that return for the Nintendo NX as well. Moving on to more important stuff right here is a 500 gigabyte hard drive minimum. Yes guys, it needs to be 500 gigabytes minimum, just because of that seems to be the standard right now for the PS4 and Xbox One, and if they go lower than that right now, it just will look bad. And if they go ahead and do this as well, they're going to need to implement something else as well, either have external storage compatibility or have exchangeable hard drives. So that is needed as well. Whichever way they go with that is up to Nintendo. If they do go with external storage, they should have USB 3.0 or USB Type-C, just to make sure that transfer speeds are pretty fast. That's what I think I need to see from the hard drive right there. It doesn't need to be 1 terabyte. Yes, games are big these days, but I think 500 gigabytes will be doing us good for the next few years even now. Alright guys, moving on to the next thing. Traditional dual analog controller in the box. This is very important right here guys. The traditional controller needs to come into the box. This is to help developers make games on the console like Witcher 3 or stuff that just use regular controller. Yes, if there is going to be something new to the NX and a new unique take on games for controls as well, it still needs to have a traditional controller in the box so developers who want to make traditional dual analog games could make those games, because the majority of games, if you just think about it, are just traditional dual analog games. I mean, many sports games use dual analog sticks, and that's why it's going to be for a long time to come. Alright, this one's definitely going to be a lot controversial. Many people will probably disagree with me. I want no backwards compatibility for Wii U games or Wii games. None. I do not want to see Wii U or Wii games get backwards compatibility at all with this new system. I know guys, everybody's happy about Xbox One getting backwards compatible, PlayStation 4 getting backwards compatible. Sometimes you just need to step away and move forward, and I think if Nintendo keeps on dragging the whole hardware with them, this is just killing the point. If they're able to step away from the Wii altogether, they're going to be able to do something unique and powerful at the same time, and I do not want to have the interface of the Wii or the Wii U dragging the Nintendo NX down, and I would hope they will be able to move away from these platforms completely and move on to the next step. And that's why I say no backwards compatibility for Wii U or Wii games. My personal opinion. You guys can disagree if you guys want in the comment section below. Rechargeable controller batteries. Guys, I do not want to see no AAAs or AA batteries. This is a personal thing right here. I hate my Xbox One controller because of this shit, man. I need to get myself a charge and play kit, but them things are like $25. I know they have aftermarket ones, but I need to go ahead and either buy some rechargeable batteries, but I just really give me an internal battery that's the lithium ion that I can plug a USB cable into it and charge it as I need to go. I hate AAA batteries and AA batteries. I'm done with those. Let's move on into the future away from that. Bluetooth 4.0. Why I want Bluetooth 4.0, which the Wii U did actually support, is I want to be able to connect any Bluetooth headsets, earbuds that I already currently own to use on the system. So having Bluetooth, it should just be a standard issue for more devices like this. So let's go on over into the software. That's been my quick overtake on just essential features I want to see for the Nintendo NX hardware. Once again, guys, Bluetooth, rechargeable controllers, no backwards compatibility for Wii U games or Wii games, no controversial out there, a DualShock controller, a dual analog controller right in the box, essential, USB 3.0 or USB-C, a 500GB hard drive, digital audio out in the Ethernet port. Those are standard issue things that need to happen for the system, and this would even still work with Nintendo's whole entire rumored model of it either being a dock system where you take part of it on the go and then you come back and put it in a dock. All this still could happen. All the stuff that I listed are not big things that would take a bulky amount of space. This is just stuff that should be able to be done. Alright, let's go into software, guys. This one I think is an essential 100%. A universal Nintendo login which allows you to log onto multiple consoles at the same time and access via the web. So yes, guys, you want to be able to access an account from multiple game consoles easy as possible, and Nintendo needs to implement the universal Nintendo login system, which I already heard they're working on it right now in Japan, and it should come out here in the United States eventually as well. So this should be a pretty good thing to be able to use, so I can log into my Nintendo NX. Let's say I have one at home and one at work, I'll be able to log in at different locations and be able to access the same account. That should be great and simple to use. Alright, let's go into another given that everybody out there is going to want to have: cross-game chat, party chat, messaging, group chat while in-game. Of course, the Nintendo NX needs to step up their game to the same thing that Steam and PC gamers have been doing for absolutely years, and console gamers have been doing on the 360 for years, and the PlayStation 4, Xbox One. Being able to message our friends, simply log in to see your friend list and just send them a message, send them a group message, party in a chat with them. That needs to happen on the Nintendo NX as simple as possible using your Nintendo login account. Now here we go with some stuff that you guys might not expect from me. Mii's take a back seat. I think the Mii concept was absolutely great for when it first came out, but right now the Mii needs to just take a back seat to having people being able to use regular photos or avatar pictures for their icons. If you want to use a picture of Mario, if you want to use a picture of Peach as your icon for your Nintendo X, why not? Why does it have to be a Mii? I mean, the NX is the evolution. Look what Microsoft was able to do. They were able to step away from their avatar system. If you don't want to use your avatar, you don't have to use that on your Xbox One, and I prefer it to be like that. Alright, let's move on from that one, guys. No load oh man, this one just pisses me off. No load times for the settings menu. Okay, on the Nintendo Wii U, especially when it first came out, the settings menus were horrifically bad load times, and I need that not to happen. It's so simple to use a 3DS to get into the menus and just quickly go through everything, but on the Wii U, it's just really bogged down and very slow. So they need to allocate some more RAM for the system to be able to get into the menu and just get through everything really fast, some CPU power, and just have everything in the menu wise be very snappy to get around. You do not want to have to press the home button and be really slow and bogged down because you're trying to go into the settings to change the sound option or video settings. You just don't want that stuff to really bog down your system and your gamers' time. I just really think that's a simple thing to fix. It's just something to do with RAM and the CPU usage, and Nintendo's gonna have to allocate that right for their own system to make it run a little better, but it has to be better than Nintendo Wii U, because the Wii U has been a travesty when it's coming to load times, especially since release. It's gotten better, but it needs to be fixed. Let's move on from there. No region locks. I think this one's a simple one. This is just to help gamers be able to access games from all around the world. If you want to play your game that came out in Japan here in the United States and it's not getting released here, should be able to just buy that game, import it, and play it. So no region locks would be nice. I'm not sure if Nintendo will do that, but I would like to see it. Alright, here's one that's more controversial once again for Nintendo themselves. A share or game DVR feature. Some way that you could share screenshots and videos to your friend list, Twitter, or YouTube. Guys, come on. PS4, Xbox One, PC, they all do this now, man. Even the NVIDIA control panel on the PC lets you just take pictures and screenshots. Steam lets you take screenshots. And oh yeah, Microsoft lets you do it on PC games too with their game DVR. So PC's been doing this a long time. They make it even easier. Consoles have had it so easy. If they don't have a way so you can edit the video, that's fine. As long as they're able to record the video and share the clip really easily, I think that would be absolutely excellent. And I would even take the fact that they will just let you be able to record the clip or the screenshot and save it to a USB stick and then do with it what you want. I would still take that over the fact of not being able to do it directly on the console. It's just something I would specifically want to see. Alright guys, let's move on from there. Play as you download. What is this right here, guys? This is the feature that allows you to actually play port of a game once a certain specific amount is actually downloaded. So let's say for Call of Duty Black Ops 4 that comes out on the Nintendo NX, which it should come out on the Nintendo NX, guys. It should be there. The Nintendo NX should be powerful enough to have a game like Call of Duty Black Ops 4 whenever that game possibly could come out, if that happens, you know. So if you want to download the multiplayer portion of the game first, once that downloads a portion of the game, you should be able to play it. This has been happening on other consoles as well, like the PS4 and Xbox One, so I want to see that happen here on Nintendo NX because there's a feature already available in other systems. Remote download. This has something to do with the ability to log into universal multiple accounts across different consoles and websites. So if I log in through the website, the Nintendo.com, I should be able to purchase a game and have it turn on my NX and start the download process. I would like that to be able to happen, so I think that'd be a great feature to have. I personally have used this feature before using the PlayStation app on my phone. I've heard like a game was on sale. I bought the game when I'm out, or the time I come home, the game's already downloaded on my PS4 and ready for me to play. I love stuff like that. And here's one that's going to be kind of tricky for them to be able to do, but digital game gifting. No console right now really does this. You can't do this on the PS4. I don't think you could do it on Xbox One, but I know in the past you weren't able to do it on the 360. I haven't tried on Xbox One, but I want to be able to buy a game for a friend and just send it to them. I don't need to buy a code. I just want to be able to buy a game and say send it to my friend over there. You know, if they want to limit it by one game per day so somebody can't steal your account and buy a bunch of games with your information, fine. I just want to be able to buy a friend a game and send that game to them. This is a feature I've always wanted on the PS4 as well. I've had friends that I actually want to buy Samurai Warriors 4 for because I don't want to have to send them money on PayPal or something like that, but if I was able to just buy the game during a holiday season and send them that game so they could play it, that would be absolutely great. Just something I want to see from all the consoles, not just the NX itself, but it should be there on the NX first because the NX is going to be the next powerful system coming out, alright? Let's move on. Something for me personally, voice commands. I like having voice commands on my systems. I like having voice commands on my computer, my cell phones. I think it's personally fine. I walk around with a cell phone all the time, so if the NSA is already listening or some government body's listening, my cell phone's always right there all the time. I got more cameras on me than I know what to do. I sleep in my room with my PlayStation Eye camera, my GoPro, and everything else hooked up. So, they want to watch me sleep, they can watch me sleep. But the voice commands, the reason I want this, I want to be able to just go into the eShop and just go ahead and voice search for a game. I want this to be as simple as possible. I just want voice search to become a standard issue thing for when you search for things on consoles. I think the NX should have that available as well, either using a Bluetooth mic or if the controller has a mic in itself, which many Nintendo controllers in the past have had mics or systems like the 3DS, so it could be a possibility right there. Media playback via Netflix streaming, HBO Go, Hulu Plus. I don't think it needs to have Blu-ray playback. If it doesn't have Blu-ray playback support, I will be perfectly okay with it. I would hope that they would use Blu-ray discs if they're going to be doing a physical media, just go to hold more information on the disc, making it easier for a third-party developer to support the games instead of having like something like Witcher 3, which is a pretty big game, instead of having multiple DVDs or whatever they have to do. I just hope they use Blu-rays if they're going to be doing physical things. It would make it simple. If they don't do that, that's fine. And it definitely, like I said, it doesn't need physical Blu-ray playback for movies, but I think digital streaming is a must-have because they've had it on their different devices as well. And last but not least, Nintendo's games with Gold, Nintendo's Plus, I don't know what they're going to call it, but some way they need to have a monthly Nintendo subscription service that enhances the online features and probably give you a game, something for free, but you technically pay for it every month. You need to look forward to. So every single month on Friday, because Nintendo usually puts out a lot of games on Friday, the first Friday of the month, they give out something free or something cool for you guys to get excited for being part of this Nintendo club, this Nintendo program. Even if it's something as simple as only $20 a month, so it might not be $20 a month, $20 a year. It doesn't have to be something really as expensive as a PSN Plus or Xbox Live. It's not doing anything with the online service, but I just want something to look forward to on my Nintendo NX every single month. And yes, having PS Plus and having Xbox Live, the one thing it does with the Games with Gold is when you don't have money to buy games, having something to look forward to when you don't have money to buy games, especially if it's a free game that's not that great, is still a cool thing, because I'm always excited to see what those free games are every month, even if they don't end up not being the best games ever. Alright, let's move on into this Let's Talk. Last part, let's talk about general business practice. And I think this is one of the biggest ones I've talked about other than the universal logins. Don't rush it, Nintendo. Hear me out, ladies and gentlemen. Some people's gonna be kind of upset with me on this one because a lot of gamers are saying that the Wii U should have been dead years ago. They should just kill it already. I would be okay if Nintendo does not rush the Nintendo NX and puts it out in 2017 or even in 2018 if they're willing to give developers the time to make full-fledged games for release as exclusives or just big blockbuster games. I do not want the Nintendo NX to come out and it has a lackluster lineup. I do not want to have freaking 8 exclusive big titles and a bunch of little freaking smaller titles making the launch lineup be 18 games. Yes, there's been consoles in the past that had 18 to 20 games on launch and many of them not big. I want Nintendo to come out there on the launch of the NX with 30 great titles for everybody wants to play. They may not all be AAA, but they all need to be perfectly good titles featuring all the online components, taking real use of their systems. I want that to actually happen. And everything I've been saying so far can actually work with the whole entire rumor concept of it is like a docking type system where it's something that's a home console and a portable at the same time. I don't think anything I've said could eliminate that possibility. Would I really want Nintendo to go that route? Not really. I don't really need Nintendo to have a system that you leave at home and then bring with you on the go. I don't need it to be that way. If it was just a box that you leave at home, I would be perfectly okay with that. Just me personally. But Nintendo said they're going to do something unique, so I do expect them to have some type of unique twist on it. But at the same time, don't piss off third-party developers with a dumb gimmick. If this unique twist is something that's like a dock console, that when you put it in the console, it's really powerful, but when you take it on the go, it's like a mobile cell phone processor, and like it's still pretty powerful, but not play the games at the same resolution or whatever it might be. Don't make developers restricted because of this thing. Like, I really want to make sure that Nintendo understands that some people just want to play dual analog third-person games, first-person games, and developers want to make those games as simple and easy as possible, and they don't want things to be over-complicated. Sometimes a simpler take is easier to explain, especially when it comes to marketing. And at the same time, you can't underpower your hardware because of your gimmicks. Do not incorporate a system like the Wii U gamepad. The gamepad was a great actual technology-wise, but it cost so much money, and it was in itself a gimmick that was never utilized very well in any game. Like, there's not a signifying IP that says this is the greatest use of the gamepad. This is why everybody needs to have a Wii U for the gamepad. Nintendo needs to make sure that whatever gimmick, and it is going to be considered a gimmick by some people, even if it's just a unique feature, has the ability to have the power of the full-fledged system, but not hindering it. I think the gamepad, if it was just a regular freaking, controller, instead of having, touchscreen and everything like that, they could have put more power into the Nintendo NX, Nintendo Wii U itself and make that system a little bit better. But with how much they're selling the Nintendo gamepad itself for, like, it's $100 in Japan. That's insane. Like, I'm just saying, man. It used to be $150 if you call Nintendo support. So that gamepad must cost Nintendo a whole lot of money, and I don't want to see that happen again, or an accessory costs so much money that it actually could be hindering the system and the console itself. So make sure whatever type of unique thing you're doing with your console does not hinder your ability to put as much RAM, a great CPU, and a great GPU in that damn unit. Alright, guys. And last but not least, let's just talk about two things that have been very prevalent in the video game industry of late. Cameras. So Kinect, the Kinect was a big thing for the Xbox 360, then the Kinect 2.0 and all that stuff, and Kinect cameras kind of went away, but the Sony still has their PlayStation camera, which you use voice charge from. You can mess around with Playroom. Does the Nintendo NX need to have a camera? I will say no. But if it does have a camera, it could support something like voice chat. I don't think it needs to have a camera, like I said, guys. I don't think it's essential to have a camera in the Nintendo NX, and if it doesn't have a camera, I will be perfectly okay with that. I know that video game consoles have been having cameras from a long time. I mean, even the GBA had a camera attachment, PlayStation 2 had the iToy, but I would be okay if there wasn't a camera accessory for the Nintendo NX at all. Just my personal opinion. Next up, even bigger than the camera, VR support. Does the NX need it? I will say no. I think the Nintendo NX and Nintendo themselves don't have no intention of supporting VR, and if they don't do it, I think they would live. A few months ago, I thought it was going to be like, oh man, they have to have it, but I thought about it now. Even now, with all this rage about VR, everything about the tech of VR sounds awesome, but I still haven't found that really quite specific game that's going to make me just blow my mind away on VR, except for Elite Dangerous and Eve Valkyrie. I think those are the type of games that are going to look really good in VR. But Nintendo type games, yes, they will be cool, but I think they're going to be able to do traditional games for Mario, Yoshi, Star Fox, F-Zero just fine without VR. And if they do VR, that'll be good, but if they don't, I think it's going to be perfectly fine. So that's me there, ladies and gentlemen. Beaky here with another Let's Talk about Nintendo's NX essential features that I want to see. Please let me know what you guys want in the comment section below. If you guys enjoyed this video, let me know in the comment section below as well, and hit that like button and subscribe. If you want to hear me talk about more Let's Talks like this, guys, where I just really sit down and give you guys a detailed opinion on like any specific topic, ask me in the comment section below on what you want in more detail and breaking down opinion on. Peace out, guys. I'll be back with more videos every single day.